Welcome back to Talk of the Town. And coming up is the 7th annual Autumn Fest, and it is on Daufuskie Island at the Freeport Marina. And with me, I have Yosti, our local island puppeteer, and Mike Beanbaugh. He is with Palmetto. He is actually executive director of Palmetto Trust for Historic Preservation. And I'm pleased to have both of you on the show today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming.
Our pleasure.
Tell us a little bit, Yosti, about the festival. When, where, how do people, is it open to the public? How do they get there?
Right.
How do they get to Daufuskie?
Come on, bring your boat. Come to the marina. And when you get there at noon, we'll be there and waiting for you, and we'll have storytellers and music and food, and lots of good information.
Well, it's going to be really a fun event. And just like you said, they can have their own boats, obviously, and come over to Freeport Marina. But
Or
I was going to say, some people don't have a boat, so what do?
Go to Broad River Landing and catch the ferry boat.
Okay, and the ferry times, I think they can get a hold of you for at either the Binya Foundation, which this event is
That's our seventh annual activity sponsored by this foundation.
Right.
And we have a phone number. We can call the phone number and see what we need as far as details to get you over.
Right. And it is open to the public and it's free.
Yes.
Which is beautiful.
But you can make a donation.
We'd love them to make a donation.
Yes.
And that's kind of why we have Mike here. Mike, tell us a little bit about what's going on in your realm. You obviously work very closely in the state of South Carolina, all over the state of South Carolina, to preserve, protect the history and culture of South Carolina.
We do.
And so your purpose in working with Daufuskie right now is...
Well, to help save what's remaining of the Gullah heritage there. We're a statewide nonprofit, partner with the National Trust. We're not affiliated with state government or anything, but we have, our mission is to save the historic places of South Carolina. And we do that through purchasing, leasing, restoring buildings, and then putting them back in the private sector. So on Daufuskie, there is a need to have some solutions on the Gullah cottages that are left there. There are some magnificent places still left on Daufuskie. With all the development that's already happened, there are some corners of Daufuskie that our organization and my board of directors has put to the task that we need to do everything we can to save them. So we've developed an Endangered Places program fund for Daufuskie Island specifically, so we could come in and have a tool to work with the heirs property and the property owners, invest in the buildings, the structures, stabilize them, and then have them available for the property owners and also for visitors who could come out to Daufuskie. And so that's really exciting. This is a new program. We've gotten a lot of attention from the National Trust because of it and other foundations around the country that's interested in this.
Oh, I think it's wonderful. And this year, the Autumn Fall Festival, the 7th annual, which is sponsored by the Binya Foundation, they will be donating, these donations that are collected will be going towards the funding of this program for saving the Gullah colleges.
For saving the Gullah colleges that's remaining, yes.
Right, okay,
definitely.
That's terrific.
And see, the food is going to be great.
Well,
Roasted
it's an oyster
oysters,
roast, right?
Oyster roast, marshmallow roast. We'll roast anything edible, and you just come on down, and we'll tell a story about it, too.
Well, you know, I think that's going to be such a fun event, and you know, obviously it's open to the public, but, you know, and kids, you know, it's so fun for kids to come over there and just and see the history. You know, I think your mission for Palmetto Trust is that that you want to keep the history going, so that through the ages people know the history of South Carolina.
Well, when a lot of people think of preservation, they think of trying to hold on something to the past and kind of take it out of the economic viability. But our model has it placed into economic viability where people can use it so that future generations, like these kids that come over and the families that come over, they'll be able to learn the traditions, see the importance of these buildings, and understand the story they have to tell to the place. Because one of the things that makes Daufuskie so special is that story. And if these cottages are gone, it'll be more difficult to capture that for people.
Sure.
And so that's what we're excited about putting intention on those places.
Yeah, I think it's wonderful.
One of our tellers is from Charleston, and she has written stories about the Gullah population, and she will be there telling and showing and sharing. She's from the South Carolina Storytelling Network, so we're really excited about that. Aren't we? Yes, we are. Yeah.
Yosti, you make the puppets.
We do.
Okay.
We do. We have a team of us who, and we
So
also,
cute.
like I said, we're going to have music. So we'll have some hands-on. How about helping me with this, Michael? You give
Okay.
it a little shake, shake, shake.
Oh, yeah.
Tell
I
me
can.
a story. Tell me a story. Tell me
Oh,
a
okay.
story before we have to go. Michael, that was great.
Well,
Yeah,
thank you
Good job.
very much. Nothing
Well,
like music and food to bring people together.
That's right, and for such a good, great, wonderful cause. And
Thank you.
You have a couple other things. I know. We talked a little bit before the show. You have other things going on throughout South Carolina through through the trust.
We've saved several buildings. We're in the middle of getting a building donated to us up in Society Hill, the Caleb Coker House, the heirs of all the Coker family. We're getting ready to put some renovations on that and get that renovated. And up in Greenville, we have some things happening, Old Country Store. So we're busy all over the state.
Well,
and we're so
I'm
happy
glad
to be
you're
here.
busy here in Daufuskie.
Yeah.
And I think it's wonderful. I think it's going to be a wonderful project, and I hope many people come to the 7th Annual Autumn Festival on November 5th, Saturday, from 12 to 5, Freeport Landing.
That's right.
If you don't have a boat, you can get on the ferry at the Broad
Absolutely.
Creek Landing, Calabogie, I apologize.
Ferries.
They'll take you across, and all part of the Binya Foundation. So please join them on November 5th. It will be a wonderful time, and thank you so much for joining us today and talking about it.
Thank you so much.
Stewards
Appreciate
for
it.
the Low Country.
All right, have a great day.
All right.
And you too have a great day, and thank you so much for joining us on Talk of the Town.